What makes humanitarian intervention without approval controversial? Have you ever wondered why humanitarian intervention without United Nations approval sparks so much debate? This topic sits at the crossroads of ethics and politics, raising important questions about state sovereignty and international law. At the heart of this issue is the United Nations Charter, which prohibits the use of force against a country's territorial integrity or political independence. The only exceptions are self-defense or when authorized by the United Nations Security Council. This principle emphasizes that states have the right to govern themselves without outside interference. When humanitarian intervention occurs without Security Council approval, it often violates this legal framework, creating tension between respecting sovereignty and addressing severe human rights violations. From an ethical standpoint, supporters argue that when a government commits or allows significant human rights abuses, there is a moral obligation to intervene. This perspective aligns with the idea of a responsibility to protect, suggesting that sovereignty is not absolute and can be overridden to prevent suffering. However, critics warn that intervening without United Nations approval can lead to the misuse of humanitarian claims for political or strategic purposes. This could undermine international order and result in selective interventions based on political interests. Politically, interventions without United Nations approval often reflected the power dynamics among nations. The structure of the United Nations Security Council, where 5 permanent members hold veto power, can block interventions even in dire humanitarian situations. This has led some nations or coalitions to act independently or through regional organizations, citing humanitarian necessity. Such actions may be seen as bypassing international consensus, raising concerns about legitimacy and accountability. Practical issues also play a role in this controversy. Military interventions lacking United Nations backing may not have clear legal mandates, coordination, or international support. This can lead to unintended consequences, such as increased violence, civilian casualties, or prolonged conflict. A notable example is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization intervention in Kosovo during the late 1990s. This intervention was launched without Security Council authorization to stop ethnic cleansing. While supporters justified it on humanitarian grounds, critics argued it violated international law and may have worsened the situation. In essence, humanitarian intervention without United Nations approval is controversial because it raises complex questions about when and how the international community should use force. It challenges the balance between protecting human rights and maintaining state sovereignty and international order. The ongoing debate reflects the broader challenges of international justice and governance in our interconnected world.